Hey, SEGways!
It's my favourite time to be Side-Eye Guy. Today, I'll be reacting to none other than the kings of comedy, the princes of preposterous, the one and thankfully only Ghost Adventures. My channel has been around for a little under 18 months and I've only done 2 Ghost Adventures videos. This is criminal. Not that I want to flood my channel with Ghost Adventure reaction and debunk videos, but I would have so much fun flooding my channel with Ghost Adventure videos. Because they really are the right combination of funny, stupid, and ridiculous. Well, in this video today, we are all in for a real treat. Because since my last 2 Ghost Adventure videos, I've had many of you in the comments tell me I just have to react to when Ghost Adventures went to Goatman Bridge. And I seriously have to thank every single last one of you who have convinced me to do this. Because what we're about to watch is flat out insane. This is raw, unfiltered, mental Ghost Adventures at their absolute very best. Or very worst, depending on your point of view. As usual, before I get started in the video, I have to take the time to thank all of my amazing members and patrons for your ongoing fantastic support. Without you guys, there would not be a Side-Eye Guy channel. So believe me when I say I really do appreciate every single last one of you. Ghost Adventures unsurprisingly won the vote, beating Really Haunted and Oh My Gosh. And as you could probably already tell, I couldn't be happier about this. If you wish to get involved in my next vote, please consider becoming a member or a patron. The link is in the description. So, without further ado, let's get stuck into Ghost Adventures Season 13, Episode 13, Goatman Bridge. I love it when these kind of shows kick things off with a quote to try and make them seem more educated and serious and arty. I mean, the quote might as well be taken from this piece of literature.
We are in the heart of Texas, headed towards our most dangerous investigation yet.
They must be investigating a trans rights, anti-gun, Kamala Harris, pro-choice vegan rally.
We are headed to Goatman's Bridge and Forest.
If we can ignore that loud, obnoxious sound effect and the silly blood running through the river visual, you can see a major road and a modern bridge right next to what is Goatman's Bridge. Or to give it its proper name, Old Alton Bridge. So any paranormal investigating at this bridge will have a lot of contamination from the major road right next to it. And also, what Ghost Adventures do not tell you at any point in this episode is that on the other side of this bridge, there are a bunch of warehouses, huge retail stores, and even a gym really close by. But of course, Ghost Adventures makes out throughout the whole episode that they're really isolated and in the middle of nowhere.
This is it. Spirits of Goatman's Forest, Goatman's Bridge. We hope you welcome us.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
So while we're here, I want the portals of this forest wide open. Anything that's been conjured here, anything dark at all, you are to come through.
Listen to yourself. You sound demented.
Something in this forest is aware that we're here.
From what I hear, it's very common for the locals of this area to mess around with ghost hunters, since there are so many ghost hunters that go to Goatman Bridge, probably because it's pretty well known and free to investigate. So I'm sure that those locals who have seen Ghost Adventures rock up will probably do their absolute best to mess with them.
According to legend.
Whenever anyone says according to legend, this translates to it didn't really happen.
In the 1930s, there was a black man named Oscar Washburn who was a prosperous goat herder. He placed a sign at the foot of the old Alton Bridge that enraged the local Ku Klux Klan.
You can probably guess what happens in the rest of this story. The problem is, the only records we have of an Oscar Wishburne in Denton County is his marriage certificate in 1903, and apparently he was actually a white male. We have no known cause of his death, so he probably moved away from the area. But sadly, I'm sure that this legend is based on a true story. The KKK would have been prominent in the area back in the day, and I'm sure they committed many atrocities.
There are those who believe that Oscar now haunts the woods in a half-man, half-goat form.
Bullshit.
Whether a vengeful spirit or something more, there's no doubt that when the sun goes down, these woods come alive.
I agree. I'm sure the woods come to life at night with animals.
Do you believe the satanic worshippers that come here are conjuring demons in this forest?
Oh, absolutely.
One evening, Melinda and a group of friends witnessed something disturbing in this forest. Terrified and in complete panic, Melinda took a photo when she felt this presence, and in the picture appeared a black-cloaked figure.
No, seriously, piss right off with this bollocks. Come on, where is the real photo she took? There is no way Ghost Adventures would have this woman on their show to tell her story, which I cut most out by the way because it's all nonsense, and her end product be this dumb shit. To me, that looks like a shadow of her own hand probably reaching out for the flashlight.
About that time, my arm was burning. I looked down and I had 3 marks. It started at a point on this part of my wrist and went all the way up to my elbow in 3 marks.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
No photo of the marks on her arm though.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Zak then interviews another lady who tells a harrowing story of her time at Goatman Bridge. I mean, it wasn't harrowing enough for her to not go back to the same location where she had this experience. Because, you know, she's right there at Goatman Bridge getting interviewed by Zak. And I'm sure the reason for her doing this isn't that little drug called attention.
So I hear that you didn't have a very pleasant experience in the forest.
Zak, I wanted to turn around and punch everybody.
You wanted to just attack people.
I wanted to just go boom and just whack them all down. Yeah.
With what?
My fist.
What a well-measured and adjusted lady she sounds like. But this is a very important detail for how the rest of the Ghost Adventures team acts out for the rest of this ridiculous episode.
As we look at the picture of her scratches, I sense that Phoebe is holding something back.
Is that all you wanted to do? You just wanted to punch him?
Yes. That's all I'm going to say.
I need to hear the truth. Did you want to kill him?
Yes. Absolutely.
You just wanted to kill them with your hands?
Yes, with my bare hands.
Did you have visions of doing this?
Yes.
She looks like she wants to kill Zak right now. Maybe fire whichever producer or researcher for Ghost Adventures recommend to bring her for an interview.
Jake? How you doing, buddy? Zak?
As if all of this wasn't weird enough, Zak now calls out for this lady's son who looks around 13 years old to give his accounts on television where all of his friends and family will see of what it was like when his mum went on a murderous trance. I mean, for the love of God.
So it was the day after this happened when you saw your mom?
Yes.
Was she different than she usually was?
Very different.
How was she different?
She was just not acting herself. She just acted extremely weird, like something was in her.
Were you scared for your mom?
Yes, I was.
I can't tell if this kid is acting badly or if it's just that he's really uncomfortable talking about something so personal like his mum having a mental breakdown.
The same name keeps appearing.
We asked who that was, and he told us it was Steve.
Gertie.
At the time, we were communicating with, I believe his name is Steve.
And we think some nefarious things went on in here, and I'm having trouble standing again right now because I'm very dizzy from this.
We kept getting this name on our EVPs about Steve.
The house is demonic. We know of at least 4 demons, maybe a 5th, that are in the house on a regular basis.
I believe this entity identified as Steve is the same demonic force that is appearing as the Goatman.
Not exactly the most demonic or sinister sounding of names, really, Steve. By the way, for those who are not regulars to my channel, the guy in the clips, his name is Steve, and that's a whole deep, dark rabbit hole of insanity in and of itself.
Jay? Something's happening to her.
Why are you back here in the woods?
Probably thinking about spending the rest of the night filming with Zak Bagans.
Ashley, our still photographer, all of a sudden begins crying off camera and does not look like herself.
Are you okay?
Feel anxiety.
When I was just interviewing her, I looked over at you, man, and you did not look like yourself.
I feel like
I obviously don't know this woman. I have no idea what might be going on in her life to make her feel this way. Or I could well be giving this all way too much credit than it deserves. She may well just be in on all this silliness and just really want her own time on camera to shine.
Ash, you've been given pure looks of evil. Like, in your eyes. I've never seen that before. I noticed it at the bridge. Ash, you alright?
Pure looks of evil. She looks dazed and confused. She's definitely not going for an aggressive or confrontational performance here. But as soon as Zak gives Ashley the cue to look aggressive, surprise, surprise, she starts becoming more aggressive.
Are you having violent thoughts? Yeah? You want to, like, do violent to me?
I'm very tempted.
I mean, who wouldn't answer with a resounding yes?
Concerned for Ashley, I asked the ladies that I interviewed who have experienced this before to come over and help her through this.
In my last Ghost Adventures video that I covered, one of the cameramen seemed to have fainted while filming. In that video, I questioned the conditions the Ghost Adventures crew face while filming for the season, since I'm sure they're on the road quite a lot going between haunted locations. And what is happening to Ashley right here is giving me even greater cause for concern, providing this isn't all an act, of course.
just keep fighting it. Just know that it's not you. It's something that's trying to take over your emotions and you're not going to let it.
This is your way of getting at us? Taking the only woman on our crew and breaking her down? You prey upon women?
This show is so stupid, but I love it. This is my guilty pleasure, okay? Don't judge me.
Whatever you are, you're a coward. That's all that you are.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
As you all remember, we had a rather disturbing moment while we were filming here yesterday. I can only explain it as you were overtaken by some type of energy. You have not been back here since. I made her leave immediately and go back to the hotel.
Well, no. You interviewed her first in order to get some content. And then you invited the other two whack jobs over to talk to her. And then, maybe, you allowed her to go back to the hotel.
But before you went back to the hotel, what did you tell me in the bus?
I wanted to face it.
We are going to watch you from inside the bus, from a nerve center. You may be attacked. You may be scratched. You may be possessed. These things can happen.
Funny that. Never happens to me when I go to these haunted locations.
We are here for one reason and one reason only. To see if all of these demons or whatever evil spirits are in here are real.
Zak has been in 330 episodes for Ghost Adventures and still has not found a demon or a ghost.
We are investigators. We need evidence to close our case. That is why we're here.
God, I love Zak. He's such a helmet.
In order to investigate from the water, Billy will navigate Hickory Creek, deep into the forest.
Billy, you be careful, man, I'm telling you. You're going to be out of range of our walkie-talkies, and I don't think there's cell phone service that far in the forest.
Really? You don't think there'll be cell phone service in this middle of the epic wilderness?
Be careful, buddy, all right? That's what I'm afraid is going to happen when he's 3 miles down the river.
The best performance Zak ever gives is when he pretends to give a shit about his crew.
It is now time for Ashley to attempt to confront whatever it was that took control of her emotions during our interviews. As she enters this evil black abyss all by herself, we will be monitoring her very closely from this mobile nerve center, watching with our cameras but not close enough to provide protection. Ashley is truly one of the bravest women I have ever met.
Maybe Zak doesn't get to meet too many women.
Hello? Is anybody out here?
Is there anybody out there?
At this moment, Billy is about a mile from where he launched in this flowing artery of evil blood.
I'll be Zak's translator here. By flowing artery of evil blood, he means the Hickory Creek.
The reason this is so insane, I've never been here before. I have no idea where I'm going right now. No idea where I'm going. Okay, I'm just going down the river.
I honestly don't understand what this guy is doing here. From what I understand about Goatman Bridge, there is of course the bridge itself that's supposed to be haunted and some kind of big tree. This is the first I've heard that the creek itself is supposed to be haunted and needs to be investigated.
Billy's primary objective is to scan the shoreline with his infrared binoculars, looking for any evidence of this Goatman creature.
My theory here is that Billy got the wrong coffee for Zak earlier this week and now he's paying the price with this bullshit job.
Are you here now? Show yourself!
Okay, fine, I'm here. Can you piss off home now?
You can't possess me anymore!
Hey, don't blame me for your own mental episodes and desperate need for attention.
I'm not afraid of you!
We all become very concerned for Ashley's safety, knowing what has already happened to her.
If this isn't all staged, which, you know, it probably is, but humour me for a second and let's just pretend that this bullshit is somehow legitimate, then Zak sending Ashley out by herself surely is going to be seriously harmful to her mental health. If she really believes she was possessed by a demon and Zak sends her out for a solo walkthrough mission for the sake of ratings, then this is a real dick move. Zak watching her on the monitor isn't going to help whatsoever if she ends up having another mental episode.
At this moment, when Ashley falls to one knee and hits the ground, we are completely unaware that she feels an unseen force strike her in the head.
What the hell am I looking at? Anyway, for some reason, the show feels the need to dart back to Billy on the boat, doing absolutely nothing.
I gotta be a good 3-4 miles way back here from the bridge, all the way around this river. It just winds back into this endless amount of forest. So I think it's a good time to head back right now and see if I can meet up with everybody.
Well, what a complete waste of time. Back to Ashley.
Something makes its presence known to her, both audibly and visually.
Why are you doing this to people? Is there something I need to know?
I'm clearly not from Texas, so I have no idea about your wildlife. But to my ears, that clearly sounds like an animal. For any Americans or Texans listening to this video, please let me know in the comments what kind of animal you think made that noise.
When Ashley returns to base, we notice a swollen welt on the side of her face, where earlier she felt this unseen force knock her to the ground.
I'm gonna go with a mosquito bite. Or she could have just as easily come in contact with something that she's allergic to during her night stroll. Or it's just good old-fashioned makeup. But let's face it could be 1,000 things before we ever need to entertain the notion of a supernatural attack.
Ashley, who has been our still photographer on Ghost Adventures for years, sadly had to quit the show.
I would love to hear the real reason why she quit the show. I wonder if Ashley felt coerced into doing this little performance. I don't know, of course, but Ashley, if you end up watching this video, I'd love to hear the real reason why you quit Ghost Adventures. And hey, maybe this was all legitimate and I was right, that Zak sending Ashley off by herself into the woods did seriously affect her mental health. And if that is the case, Zak, you're a piece of shit. But from what I understand, crew members don't last long working for Zak. He is supposed to be very difficult to work with.
It is now time for us to enter the woods and hunt down this entity.
Don't go thinking Zak will be upstaged by anybody. Now the fun really begins.
Just as I'm about to enter this cave-like entrance to the forest, a massive spider goes straight for my jugular. It's as if the forest has a way of trying to prevent us from entering.
It's a spider, numbnuts. It's doing what a spider does. What kind of weak-ass demon sends a little spider to crawl along your jugular? Seriously.
But what we capture next is terrifying, yet absolutely amazing. You can easily make out two glowing eyes as they manifest in the center of the entrance. These eyes are free-floating in mid-air. They have no body, and we cannot debunk them as being anything easily explainable, as this is not any type of animal. Is this the entity watching us?
What do you mean it's not any type of animal? How can you possibly prove that, since that's what it most likely and logically is? Many animal eyes do this at night on camera. And when you slow it down, the way the eyes move, it looks like an animal head turning. Here are a bunch of animals native to this area in Texas. So you know, it could be one of these animals, or it could be a demon.
That is so...
What was that? Some shadow just hit you, dude.
There has been a lot of activity from these fellas. I happen to know a paranormal investigator who has been to Goatman Bridge and investigated. Dawson, did anything odd or unexplainable happen to you while at Goatman Bridge?
No, nothing happened at all.
Thanks very much.
After walking for miles and peering between thousands of branches that resemble the long crooked fingers of the Grim Reaper.
You mean the Grim Reaper? Ah, thanks so much for that setup, Zak.
We cannot yet see it with our own eyes, so Jay suggests the ultimate and most dangerous plan ever.
I fucking love Zak's melodramatic performances. I'm aware that many people have said that Zak is a dickhead, and I'm not going to defend him whatsoever, but for some reason, I love watching Zak on camera. Whereas a lot of other ghost hunters do my head in, there is something about Zak which just doesn't annoy me, and I actually find funny. Like, really funny. And I honestly can't figure out why. I don't know why Zak pulls this off, but he does. The guy is just entertaining.
I found this ancient text that has a step-by-step process on how to banish demons.
Klaatu, Veranda.
And because I have this seal and the way I do the ritual, that these three demons will listen to me.
If you mess up one little thing, what's gonna happen?
It could be really, really bad for me. It could be psychological. It could be haunted for the rest of my life.
I do love this show. It is so very stupid.
We decide to attempt to conjure this entity from underneath Goatman's bridge. We want to remind everyone that's watching this right now that this ritual
is a load of old bollocks.
Is from ancient text and is not satanic whatsoever.
This mass, Suratai, Shabushai, Lipshuri,
O Fasaratanga! Iranu devil!
It's Maserati.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how spectacularly, monumentally, professionally dumb Ghost Adventures really is? I would love to know the number of people involved in greenlighting this episode so it made it on the small screen and we can all laugh at it right now in all its spectacular ridiculousness.
Who's responsible for what happened upstairs on top of this bridge? Steve. Did it say Steve? Sounds like Steve.
Sounds like breeze to me. Or maybe please. But I definitely can't hear Steve from that.
We have now made contact with a negative entity that is known to haunt the Goatman's bridge.
So stupid.
Don't think this is a good idea anymore. I'm all done here, dude. I gotta go.
Someone's got to finish the ritual with Jay, and I'm not sticking around. Hey, honestly, I'd rather be around Zach.
Let's face it, you'd rather be around Zach because you know that's where the camera will be.
Something's not right. We all feel fear. We are turning on each other. Jay seems affected by something and doesn't want to leave the circle. I've had enough. And as I walk over the bridge, Billy follows me and something very bizarre happens.
I hope you guys are enjoying this bullshit as much as I am.
Oh my God, you guys. When Zach walked over, the fire went out. And then when he walked past, it went back up.
Stop. Oh God. Oh God, that's amazing. The fire didn't go out, you sausage. The wind just fanned the flame higher. Have you guys seen fire before? Do you understand how fire works? Fucking cavemen figured this shit out.
What happened?
Something just came at me.
Oh, I'm coming.
Something unseen picked Aaron up and threw him this distance.
Oh, come on! Okay, here's what happened. I'm looking in here, and something came at me and hit me, and I literally, boom. And I was just, hey, I'm gonna go look over here. I wasn't even rolling at you. No, I don't know. It was just some, force.
And the Oscar goes to...
Your IR light is right here. You understand that?
Okay, this is where I was.
Your camera's a good 20 feet back there. That's where you landed, bro.
Honestly, it felt like this black mass just hit me, and I was just like, whoa!
No way.
Aaron has been physically attacked on the Goatman's bridge.
You lying son of a bitch.
You okay? I'm shook up.
What, are you gonna cry now?
I couldn't see you. All you looked like was a blur, and your light wasn't on, and I was just like, I felt like I got knocked down, and I was confused of where I was. But the time you guys got up, and I stood up, and then you came up to me, I still wasn't, wasn't there.
So Dawson, are you sure nothing happened while you're at Goatman Bridge?
Really, side-eye guy? Nothing like that happened to me or anybody else I met while I was at the bridge.
Yeah, thought as much.
That's why I saw behind it. It was like a really tall figure, right? I'm losing all my energy, man. I had all that energy. Now I'm losing it. I'm feeling woozy, yeah. I'm gonna black out, bro.
I am loving every single second of this. This is genuinely funnier to me than any sitcom on TV has to offer.
Oh God, buddy. What are you doing? I don't know. Stop, Zach. Stop. Let go of yourself. Let go of your hand. Let go of your neck. Stop. Let go of your...
Yeah, Zach will not be upstaged by Ashley or Aaron.
Zach, let go of your neck. Stop it. Zach, stop, bro. Stop. Go. what's the matter? Zach, let go of your neck. Help me, Phil.
Calm down.
Bro, stop. Hey, come on. Hey, Zach, stop, Zach.
Guys, get a room.
Zach. Zach, talk to me. Bro, talk to me for a second. Breathe. Just breathe, dude. Breathe. You were gouging your own throat. Why are you doing that?
That's the $1 million question, really, isn't it?
Dude, I just woke up.
I can't. This is just so stupid.
Never did we imagine that events of this caliber would happen to us here. Week after week, we place ourselves at the threshold of unknown dimensions.
Sadly, this is pretty much where the video ends. This was brilliant. This might be the best episode of Ghost Adventures out there. And in all honesty, guys, I'm a little bit worried about future episodes of Ghost Adventures because surely it cannot live up to this. Everything about this was just the right amount of stupid and funny for me. And I totally understand why so many of you asked me to watch it. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. This was amazing. So, if you like my dumb reaction to one of the dumbest videos ever made, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much. Cheerio!
Make a wink and a laugh, we'll make it feel alive.